Welcome to Spooky Tales Bite Size, presented by me, John.
And me, Louise. We have been fascinated by spooky goings-on since we can remember and wanted to share with you the stories that pique our interest.
Our bite size this week is a story of a woman driven out of her home and into a motel. Our spooky tale begins in the pleasant Essex town of Chelmsford in southeast England, about an hour's drive from London. Back in February 2019, the story came to light in the local paper, Essex Live. Psychic medium Emily Sparks, who was so fed up by being haunted by a ghost called Joyce, that she decided to head for a motel, the local travel lodge, no less.
My word, she must have been desperate. So what had happened?
Well, Emily, now 83, had moved into the house in 2011. She was informed that a lady called Joyce had died in the kitchen some years before.
Informed? What? What, by the estate agent?
Well, I'm not sure. It could have been the neighbour, as there was a neighbour who said she had seen Joyce.
So was Joyce just waiting in the kitchen when she moved in?
Well, there was no activity for 2 years until June 2013, when Emily was first visited by the troubled spirit of Joyce. Can you read Emily's quote, please?
Yes. I was downstairs and I saw her coming down. I saw her profile. I thought, she doesn't belong here. She would be about 5'3", wearing a mustard cardigan with a tweed skirt. I've only seen her physically once, but I have seen her in transparent stage many times. If they have an energy, they can come across as completely physical, but apparently they can come as they want to. She has travelled to other tenants, as far as I'm aware of, and left them crying. Jack, who was living here before me, said he couldn't bear to live there anymore because of what was going on. He was driving around all day in his car to get away.
So, Emily was able to cope with the haunting to begin with, although it got worse as the years went on. The TV used to go on and off all the time, as well as her Tiffany light.
Oh my word, how nice is that?
Yes, that's what I thought. I'd quite like a Tiffany light to go on and off myself.
Yes, exactly.
Then Joyce started getting nasty, pulling at Emily's hair, as well as verbal abuse.
Oh my word.
Yeah, I don't know what the verbal abuse was. I don't know whether it was you smell or something like that.
Oh God, can you imagine getting insults from a ghost?
Oh, that would just be the worst, wouldn't it? So one day, she claims that she woke up to find a ball of her own hair rolled up on the floor next to her bed.
Oh, that's so unpleasant.
I know, because that suggests that the spirit was pulling it out during the night.
Oh my word, and she didn't wake up?
Well, no. No, because it wasn't until the morning she woke up and then saw this balled up hair by the bed.
Oh, gross. What did Emily do?
Well, she popped the hair into a bag, a Ziploc bag, and showed it to her neighbour Pat, as you do.
I'd be really unhappy if the neighbour came round with a bag of their hair. I have to say. I would be so distressed if I opened the door and found June with some hair.
Hello, June. Oh, that's a nice ball of hair you've got there.
What have you got in that bag, June? It's your hair.
Thank you for bringing it round.
So is Pat, the neighbour, the one who'd seen the spirit?
Yes, she's seen Joyce go into the lounge and walk down the corridors of their sheltered housing complex. Pat even had a hearing aid taken from her flat. However, Joyce the ghost, when asked for it back, returned it.
Oh. So Emily decided to leave.
Yes, enough was enough, and she wanted to teach Joyce a lesson by staying at the local motel for 2 nights. However, she felt that she stayed with her.
So what did she do?
What, who, Joyce?
No, not the ghost. Emily.
Well, the management company of the accommodation have offered her free of charge to use a guest room if she'd like to. So to quote the manager, "We have visited and spoken with our customer on several occasions to check on her well-being and will continue to do so."
That sounds a bit ominous.
Indeed. Her doctor suggested that she may have mental health issues, and the management company called on local officials to have her assessed, obviously with her best interest at heart, I'm sure.
Well, how did you hear about this? What did she say?
Well, she didn't take that very well at all. She fired back by the local paper, saying that "I am one of the small percentage of the senior population on no medication and never have been, and I am in amazingly good health." Eventually, she found a spiritual healer who was able to help Joyce cross over properly by, and I quote, "A group of enlightened minds came together and were able to collectively connect to the spirit's mind, and this method was successful in taking her back to the other side of life."
Aww, so Joyce has gone. That's it. No return of Joyce.
No.
She's moved on.
She's moved on.
She saw the light and she went.
She saw the light and she went.
Aw, bye, Joyce.
Bye, Joyce. Well, here ends our bite-sized spooky tale. So if you have any spooky tales or have any comments for us, please do get in touch by email.
thespookytalespodcast@gmail.com or on Instagram, which is the Spooky Tales Podcast. We'd love to hear from you.
We'll be back on August the 9th with a full-length story of the spooky tale of the haunted house of Haverfordwest. So until then, bye!
Bye!